Hey everybody, I'm Alexis.
I'm Lucy.
And we are here with another episode of 𝗤𝗵𝘂𝗃. And Lucy, do you want to explain what we do at 𝗤𝗵𝘂𝗃?
We teach you guys a skill and we give you a fun, yummy recipe to go with it.
That's right. And we started this because we wanted to help families get in the kitchen, help kids learn a new skill, a kitchen skill, and have fun while they're stuck at home, right? Mm-hmm. So today, what are we learning?
Scones.
Scones, and we are learning how to cut butter into flour, which is a technique that you use for making biscuits or strawberry shortcake or scones. So, You ready to get started? Mm-hmm. All right. We've got butter. We cut into pieces like this. Mm-hmm. It's very, very cold, and that's important. In the bowl, we've got our flour, baking powder, baking soda, sugar, and a little pinch of salt. So why don't you dump the butter in? And we just whisk that all up so it's all even. You can throw it in all at the same time. Great. And do you know what to do? No? Really. All right. This is the fun part. You just kind of squeeze the butter between your fingers like that in the flour and just keep squeezing and pinching and squeezing and pinching, and you're just making the butter a lot smaller. And at the end, it's going to kind of have a couple pea-sized lumps and a couple really, really small pieces, and it's going to be worked into the flour. So yeah, you just kind of keep going, keep working at it. So Lucy, one of your favorite breakfast items is scones, isn't it?
Yeah.
But you've never done this before because I think you're always still sleeping when I'm making scones for you.
Yes.
So so you're doing a great job, and you just want to pinch the butter in between your fingers and just keep making it smaller and smaller and smaller in the flour. And eventually you're going to end up with something that looks kind of just like a cornmeal. It's going to be a little bit like, it's going to look mostly like that, but you don't want, if you still have pieces that are like, you know, like that big, you want to keep working them in, okay?
Yeah. Is there any other ways to do this?
Yeah, there are. This is the most fun though, I think. Yeah. But you can use a food processor and pulse the butter in, or there's this thing called a pastry cutter that kind of looks like a handle with some things on the bottom, and you can use a pastry cutter too. My favorite way is just to get your hands dirty, and I think it's the most fun for kids too.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've done a pretty good job with this. There's one last thing that I like to do at the very end just to make sure you don't have any butter lumps, and I just kind of really lightly do that and let it fall through my fingers. You want to try that? And that way you can tell it kind of helps break up any last lumps that you might have in there. And yeah, so you see it just really looks like that texture of cornmeal when you're all done. That looks good. All right, we're gonna finish adding our ingredients. A lot of scone recipes call for heavy whipping cream. I lightened ours up a little bit. I used Greek yogurt mixed with some milk, and that's gonna make it, look at that, that looks good, doesn't it? Nice, thick consistency. I'm gonna pour that in, and you take this and mix. What kind of scones are we making today? Do you remember?
𝗠𝗵𝘂𝗃.
𝗠ci_monkey. So truth be told, I've never made this kind of scone before, but scones, you can really put anything in that you like, and we thought this would be a super fun one. Bananas, chocolate chips, and walnuts, and that would be really fun. So yeah, get in there. You don't want to work it too much. You want to work kind of quickly at this point to have it come together. And it should just be kind of a little bit of a sticky dough. And I'm going to add in our bananas now because they'll get too mushed up if you wait until the very end. So you add in the bananas. Yep, keep mixing. Let me take a look. That's looking pretty good. You know what? I wonder if we need, let me feel. Sometimes it's helpful to just get your hands in there too, and you can tell if you need more liquid or not. No, it looks all right. You can just kind of knead it in there. All right. So why don't you grab the walnuts and the chocolate chips, and we're gonna dump those in, okay? Yep. And just mix that all up. Scones are a little bit sticky. There, you got it. You want to give it a mix, and then I'll grab the pan.
My hands?
Yep, you can use your hands or the... I'm going to grab the pan. So you can do these ahead. You can do them the night before and put them on a pan and refrigerate them, or you can wrap it in plastic wrap and refrigerate them, or you can just bake them off right away too. They're kind of like the cousin to muffins, but easier, I think. I don't know. Although those blueberry muffins were pretty easy too. Okay, so then we're just gonna plop it on our pan. We have a little bit of leftover dough there. I'm gonna just work it in. You can just keep working it until everything's in there. And then you wanna flatten it out until you have like a nice round circle, and then cut it with a knife so that you have wedges. And then you bake it off, and in, I don't know, half an hour, you've got yummy scones for breakfast. Can you wait?
No.
I'm so excited. Thanks, guys. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. We'll see you next time.